Hi, Sal.
We did a staycation. I don't really like that word, but that's exactly what we did. We were fortunate. We just moved to the Pacific Northwest a couple of years back, I guess. And we're still learning how to explore. We had a sunny weekend. It's the middle of winter. We drove out to the beach.
Yes. We went out, spent a night in Tilamook, which is very close to the coast, and got up the next morning and headed out to Cape Meares Lighthouse, which was really cool. You park and then you're walking down the trail and you're looking at the big light. They're huge. I mean, they're 6 feet tall. It's not some little light that flashes around. It's a huge light. So you can see the red section and the white section, and they're all glass. And then the glass around it, I'm assuming someone cleans this.
Yeah, it's very well maintained.
Yeah, it was just perfect. Not a spot on it. So it was really cool being able to see the lighthouse up close.
There were also really beautiful overlooks of the ocean and some of the rock features. They had great signage there, so you could learn about the birds or the wildlife in the area.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful.
They had that three rock, I call them rocks. They're massive. I mean, they're not sea stacks per se. They're just huge rocks that are kind of off the coast a little bit. You know, if you wanted to brave the freezing water, you could swim to them, but I don't know that you could get up on them. But so they're, you know, close enough. They're viewable very easily.
Yeah, I think they're bird refuges too.
Yes.
So that's nice.
Well, that's what, yeah, they were saying that's where the bird's nest. I think it's a little early in the year. I don't know. They're around. Although some of those birds, they were sitting in the water, huge flock, and you know we're 400 feet up, but they were making crazy, a lot of noise,
a lot
right?
of racket.
Yeah.
They sounded very complaining.
Yeah. So they. Well.
Do you want us to make the sound?
No, I'll let you. You're the bird sound expert.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Although I did do it when we were looking at them.
Yeah.
Because it was irresistible. Yeah, there's also a little trail. It's short. It's 1/10 of a mile. You can hike up and see this octopus tree, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
It's this old, huge tree that has multiple trunks coming out at kind of a candelabra-style angles. And they don't know if it was an intentional bending of the limbs of this tree by the Native Americans who are living in the area, which is something that the Native Americans do in the Pacific Northwest, at least, as a kind of directional
Trail
marker.
Yeah.
That's which I would love to see that sometime. I hope we can find different trees in the area to take a look at and take some photographs of. But that was pretty neat to see.
Yeah, that was good.
And of course, it's extremely beautiful in the Pacific Northwest. All the forests are just like magic. They're like Fern Gully.
And we were looking up the coast, and there's fog in some areas, and you know, the morning sun. It was really nice.
Oh my gosh, we got to Tillamook, and it was kind of late at night, and our Google Maps was wrong to get us to the hotel that we were staying at, and it took us down this creepy levee road, and it was so foggy. It was a good thing that I think the road ultimately just ends, and you know, if you can't see where you're going, it'll dump you out in the bay, Tillamook Bay.
Pretty sure they'd have a stop sign at the end. But,
Yep.
yeah. We saw someone walking around with a flashlight, and because we kind of turned around, and you know, massive dairy cows, and so I stopped and asked him, and we knew the name of the street it was supposed to be on from booking instead of Google Maps, and he said, "Oh, I know where that is," and he gave us some good directions.
Yeah,
to get there.
because people are amazing, and
Yeah.
they're friendly and super helpful.
Yeah.
Particularly here in the Pacific Northwest, people are very, very friendly.
Yeah.
That was Tillamook isn't my favorite town on the coast. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, it's you know, it's a town not really on the coast. It's a place to get to on a Friday night, so you can head out really early the next day, I guess.
Either north or south.
Yeah.
There's a lot of accommodations there. Lots of dining options. There's full-on grocery stores, several.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice
Yeah.
to have
So
that.
some of the smaller towns, you know, like we ended up going south. We went south. We visited Oceanside, just a brief stop there for the beach. That was really cool because you know you're looking at a map. Oh, Oceanside, and it looks like it's just there, and it was kind of going up the hill, so a lot of the homes were well up on the hill, so great views. A little windy there, but of course here on the coast. And then we went south to Pacific City, which was really cool. You're allowed to drive your car. I did not drive my car on the beach. I do not have a four-wheel drive. I got almost stuck in the parking lot, so they don't keep it really clear. There was probably 6 inches of sand there, so I started spinning and I stopped and I backed up. But,
Yeah, good.
yeah. But people were driving down there, and people, what do they call the boats again?
The Dory Boats. Was this
Dory.
in Pacific City?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was really interesting. Man, we had a really good time on that beach. Huh?
Yeah. So the Dory boats are what they just launch from the beach, and they go out and they fish, and we just watched this boat. You know, he just opens it up and coming into the beach and just right up onto the sand.
As fast as he could go.
Right. Yeah. So you know you want to, and he cleared everything. So and then they just back up a trailer and hook it, and there's rollers on the trailer and just winch it in. So
Yeah.
I mean they're small fishing boats, but it was interesting, and that's what the town is known for 100 years.
Yeah.
They've been doing this.
There was it was something about the regulations. Is that right? That they had some kind of strict regulations surrounding fishing. You had to have a particular kind of vessel or particular kind of equipment. So,
Yeah.
and they just devised the best way to do it. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of lore around that because there's a lot of shops and a lot of.
Yes.
You can do a tour on one of these Dory boats. Apparently, several places offered something of that nature.
Yeah.
There was a big, huge sand
dune, right?
at the end of the beach, and
Yeah.
people were hiking up that, and we were very fortunate to catch a hang glider. So it's a hang gliding spot too,
It wasn't really a hang glider. It was
like a
a
parasail.
parasail or parachute. Yeah, I mean, he just ran off the top and sailed down and landed on the beach. It was really cool.
We have a video of that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll put a video of that, and we'll put a video of the boat at the end of this. So,
Yeah.
Um,
The downside of having people drive on the beach is that, well, the car that was coming up behind us was a Tesla, an electric vehicle, so it was very quiet. And of course, you don't expect to have vehicles on the beach, so
Right.
you have to be aware that there's vehicle traffic on the beach. And I'm not really a fan of that, I guess. I could say that they should do away with that entirely.
well, but they got to have it down so that people get their boats. I think that's the reason there's traffic there, and they didn't want to limit it. I mean, you definitely need a four-wheel drive. You hit the bottom of that ramp, and you have a foot of loose sand there, so people were punching it to get through there.
Yeah.
But,
It just seems like one more thing to look out for when you,
yeah.
I don't know.
I like the rock off the end.
Uh-huh.
It had like an elephant trunk kind of thing. I mean, it was too small so the rock didn't look like an elephant, but it was kind of cool to see that.
Yeah.
And then, it was so, I liked Pacific Beach, and I'm surprised, we just pulled in and stopped, and like, oh wow, I really, I like this. It was exciting.
We stopped at another beach further down the way.
Neskowin?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we hope to take a photograph of the ghost forest, they call it. But we had a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, it's an old forest that the ocean has kind of taken over, but at low tide, you have, 2 foot, 4 foot tree stumps that come out of the water. So I wanted to get a picture of that. So part of it, they had a river coming out, and it wasn't a small one that you could hop over. I mean, we could have taken off our shoes and socks and walked across this freezing cold water to get over to it. But I thought, let's just drive around. So we ended up trying to get the South River, it's not South Beach Drive is a private drive. So we couldn't drive out there. We couldn't get into the RV park to try to get out to the end. So, after spending a half an hour trying to figure out how to do it, we just said, I'm going to come back to that. And I'll just be more prepared to walk across the water.
Right, either in the summertime when it's warm and you can combat the cold temperatures, or wearing rain boots.
Yeah.
Like people here wear quite tall rain boots a lot because Every beach we've been to, I think, has some kind of river flowing into the ocean.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rivers here. A lot of rivers, lots of creeks, so
Yeah.
you just have to be prepared.
Yeah. So we need to go back to Neskowin.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went farther south to another surprise was Lincoln Beach.
Yeah, that was Lincoln City.
Lincoln City, yes.
Uh-huh.
Lincoln City is a city. I mean, it was way bigger than anything we've experienced. It was probably bigger than Tilamook.
It had 2 lanes going each way.
Right. And so at their main beach, we stopped and we couldn't find parking in their main parking lot, but I found parking across the street. And they had windsocks.
Windsocks, huge.
Right. So
Massive windsocks.
yeah, one was a shark, one was a squid, there was just some brown twirlers. It was
So fun.
really cool. It's it's kind of kite-like, so they're just kind of floating, and the squid had
It was an octopus.
octopus.
I think so.
Okay, it was one of the two. It had the legs. So, and they were like hitting the ground. You could catch one if you were quick enough. So,
Yeah.
but it was really cool to see these and
Oh, it made for
watch
such
it.
a fun photo opportunity. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I would.
And it was a nice beach, nice
Mhm.
wide flat beach like we've seen in many places here. So
It was quite windy. I don't know if it's always windy there, if that was just a happenstance. And of course, it's wintertime, so it coupled with the wind, it was quite cold for
yes,
us.
I left my jacket and gloves because we're in the car. It's super warm. We get out, and so I was warm. Just the hands are really cold. So.
Yeah, I had a bit of a panic moment. I was taking video of the windsocks, and my battery on my camera started to die, and it froze up my phone, and I was like, oh, my phone is broken.
Yeah,
But it turned out I just needed to shut it off, and then when I turned it back on, I realized, oh, it's almost out of juice.
when we're driving along the coast, sometimes there's no signal. So if you don't put your phone into airplane mode, it's like searching for signal, and it
Constantly.
really kills your battery
Yeah.
quickly. So you got to watch that when you're out driving through stuff.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, put it on airplane mode so
Yeah.
it won't keep searching. So, and then Lincoln City was long. I mean, 4 miles long. I mean, it was far bigger than anything, and certainly wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
And then we were going to go down to Depot Bay, but we're going to do that at the end of the month. Depot Bay is one of the best places to whale watch.
Yeah.
So from the coast, whales, and at the end of March is supposed to be the best time. So we are going to do that in 2-3 weeks,
Yeah.
and look forward to that.
I'm really looking forward to that because will give us an opportunity to re-explore some of the areas that we missed, like going back to Neskowin
Right.
and figuring out how to get across that river, and then also
Run across really
Just-
fast.
and bring a towel because I don't
Yeah.
like to have wet, cold feet
Yeah.
in the wintertime. Yeah, I like that. I like the whole coast here. The towns are really close together, so doing a day trip out there is easy.
Right.
We're only a couple hours from the coast, and you can see a lot in a short time and really have a nice mini adventure.
We had a great lunch.
Yeah, we did have a great lunch. It was
That was Neskowin.
in Neskowin. It
Yeah.
was the cafe.
Hawk
Oh yeah,
Hawk Nest.
something like that cafe.
Yeah.
It was really good. Had
Yeah.
delicious salad. Made us think we should eat more salad.
Yeah.
So that's always good. It's like you're like, man, I should be eating more salad.
Right? That's when you know you have a good salad. Yeah.
Well, we probably have to go back there next time we're out.
Yeah. So please like, please subscribe, please comment.
I agree. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Al.